My experience with MD Anderson really started with something I had never expected. It was a relative of mine, my son specifically. One day he, told me he was experiencing some pain, and so, we thought it was very casual. He said, we'll go see the doctor. He went to the doctor, and they had told him that it was an infection that he had. And so they gave him some antibiotics, and so he took the antibiotics for about a month, but he continued to have the same pain. So after multiple, visits with the doctor, they decided, well, maybe it's time that you go see a specialist. So his first visit with an oncologist was not a very positive visit. They examined him, but at that point blank, the doctor told him, well, you have cancer. And it was very shocking to him because that was not what he expected. Thanks to IBC, we decided that Mr. Nixon was kind enough to get us a referral, and we went to MD Anderson to get a diagnosis. And it was, and there's 4 levels of cancer, and they thought that based on the preliminary review that they did, that his was caught very early, the first level, right? He did have to have surgery, and he had to go through chemotherapy, so he experienced the whole chemotherapy, medication, and losing his hair, all of that. The fortunate thing is he did suffer a little bit of sickness from the chemotherapy, but overall he's very healthy, so I think all of that helped him. But I think the best thing for him is that he had a very positive attitude about dealing with this disease. But I cannot tell you how happy we were with the service that MD Anderson did. But the research that MD Anderson has done and the medication that they gave him is so advanced. So I cannot say how thankful I am of MD Anderson and what they did for my son. My son is now very good. We're on follow-up visits, every 4 to 6 months, and so he'll continue to go. But we're very grateful of everything that MD Anderson did for us. I think the other thing that happens is you always think that this is something that's never going to happen to you. It happens to other people. It very well happens. It can happen. And so when it does happen, you definitely want to have an institution like MD Anderson be there to provide the right treatment, especially for the people you love. My experience with MD Anderson was very positive. One of the things that they do is they assign you a patient advocate. And so that patient advocate is there for you at all times, which is something that you don't see in other hospitals. So anytime that my son had any kind of concern or had a question, or the doctors weren't available, the patient advocate made sure that my son got whatever answers he needed or any kind of resource that he needed. She was there to provide that support. To me, that was one of the biggest things about that. The doctors were so kind to my son and, assured him that they were going to give him the best treatment. So I cannot say anything but very positive things about my experience at MD Anderson. As large of an institution as it is, and as the number of patients that they see there, the one-on-one care that he got was impressive.
My mother was diagnosed in the mid-60s with cancer. It was her first shot. Unfortunately for her, the treatments didn't work. And not but a year later, we discovered that there was another cancer in the cavity where her kidney once was. Things didn't go so well, and we found that another 6 months, another cancer arrived, and it was in her breast. They did not remove the breast, but they took the tumor from behind it, which is pretty rough. She had all these major surgeries in a short period of time. There was some bad news. My mother was given 2 chances, slim and none. But she had an option to take an experimental drug called CCNU. She was doing just fine until 1990, when we were given the news that another cancer had come. Back to Anderson, the doctors there were amazed that my mother was still alive. My mother lived until the year 2000, and we lost her to cancer. The Anderson people gave us hope. They gave us a lot of personal attention, and it was because of that I'm actually doing this today instead of my brother Alan, who was supposed to. My brother Alan, my brother Greg, the doctor, my brother Mike, have all had their prostate removed to cancer. My father died of prostate cancer. He was treated at MD Anderson. until they couldn't treat him any longer. My brother Giorgio just recently rang the bell at MD Anderson, and now he has been diagnosed with prostate cancer. I am the surviving of 6 brothers who has not had the cancer yet, although the MD Anderson affiliates in San Antonio through Ian Thompson have informed me that I do have the cells. They just haven't reared their little head yet. The Jackson family is grateful to MD Anderson for the hope, the treatment, and the encouragement given to all of us, and to all of those who go, not just the Jacksons. May this campaign be successful for the success, so that we won't be doing these campaigns any further. God bless you.